Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us today. As above, so below. I went to Miami. I took care of some stuff, and now I'm in Lauderdale, and I wanted to do this live. And to each and every one of you guys, first of all, I want to say salutations to my madrina, to my padrino, to my Oba, and to all of my brothers and sisters in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lukumi, Congo, Palo, Mystic, and Anjays. To each and every one of you guys that practice DHR and all magical practices. I am Apostle Samuel Jr. I am the Apostle and Pastor of Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated, and my beliefs are deeply rooted in the ATRs. These are the African traditional science by which we harness, direct, and disperse energy, frequency, and vibration. What's up, my storm and my Sagittarius from Detroit? They go my Cassandra's Capricorn in the house. What's up, Chris Sagittarius from Philadelphia? To each and every one of you guys, as you've been notified, I came on here because as above, so below, we're talking about Sagittarian energy. And a lot of times when it comes down to real magic, real spirituality, a lot of times we, especially that grew up in the church, we like to jump in both feet without, as I like to believe, sitting down first and counting up the cost. I want y'all to know I love you guys. I want you to understand where I'm coming from, what I'm about to say. Anything that I share on my platform is not about discouraging anybody. I feel as an elder, as a leader in the spiritual ATRs, that it's my responsibility to teach and display the pros and cons of these ATRs and the levels of responsibility. And when I tell you guys about why I share this, is because if I can help any of you guys have a smoother process, a more proficient relationship with your tatas, your mumbos, your hugans, or going into these ATRs sober-minded, whether it's going into a business, whether it's going to a relationship. At the end of the day, the more information you have when it comes to, what's up, my crab cakes, Monique 444. What's up, Demetrius? I just saw you. Tribal love in here. I feel that if I truly care about the impungo, the hoodoo, the herbs, the sciences, then the people that are coming in need to know what this is. It doesn't matter if I don't have to practice all of the ATRs. I practice the most heaviest and strongest of the ATRs already, and been doing that for quite some time. And I say this again, I was born with my gift, born with certain activations. So I always like to be fair with people that listen to me. It's like being born with certain financial advantages, certain economic advantages, if you will, because you're going to be able to propel yourself in certain spaces and places that somebody started at the bottom. Everybody that get into the ATR do not start these ATRs on a level that I've started. But whatever level and elevation you start these ATRs in, let me tell you, even though I started at a very advanced level, I still had to go through all of the process just like everybody else. What's up, my Shamari, my Cancer from Chi-Town? Now, I've been going ever since this morning, getting stuff done, taking Shango, buying stuff for the altars and stuff like that. And for whatever reason, me trying to make sure that you understand with clarity what you're embarking in, the dangers that come along with hoodoo, voodoo, Santeria, Lukumi, Congo. Also, the interactions with the people that are already abiding in those religions. All of that comes up. Being melanated, being somebody that came out of the church or somebody in the church, because I'm still in the church. So I'm in the church and still have to deal with the mindsets of church people. I still got to deal with people that look at me and they in botanicals. They say, okay, you say that you Apollo priest. You say that you a Santero, you say you this, you say that, but you don't function, even though the spirits are with you, but you don't function like that. What's up, Mama Susan in the house? So, to all of you, if you've taken my class, what's up there, Linda Green? Ain't seen you. I seen your comments, but I ain't seen you in a minute in my live. But thank you so much for being with me, baby. What's up, my Tree Ronda Aries in the house? They got my baby Scorpio. Now, how do I say this? I'm going to say this. I'm a Sagittarius. My moon is in Aries. My rising sign Pisces. I am in no way, shape, or form trying to discourage anybody, anywhere, at any time from practicing the ATRs. I'm just here to tell you what a TI is. Okay? When I tell you about being committed to the ATRs, when I ask and I tell, what's up, my Darius? What's up, Ryan? When I tell you about commitment, there are certain things in our life that teaches us commitment. Whether our parents give us an animal, whether we have to look out for our brothers or our sisters, our siblings. Maybe we were given a certain chores when we came up. Those are all tools to teach you to be committed, to see the end through. Going to school, another level of commitment. And remember, most of us, when we were going to school, not everybody, but most of us were going to school, we did not have children. So we were children able to go to school. And some of us had grew up where we didn't have to pay bills in our parents' house. So whatever, we were able to focus on our education. And even in that, it was still a commitment. If we had band practice, if we had, I played tennis, or sports, if you played football, or maybe you are part of some type of auxiliary in your local school system. Maybe you were part of the math team, whatever it is, cheerleading squad, all of that, all of those things. If you were skipping class, because I don't skip plenty of classes. If you're skipping class, that's a lack of commitment. I'm going to say it again. When you are not showing up for work, it's a lack of commitment. It's not about before you get into the black arts, before you get into hoodoo, voodoo, Santeria, Kuma, relationships. You don't know how to make adjustments. All of these things indicate your inability to commit on certain levels. You may be committed as long as you're getting what you want. Sir, ma'am, that's not commitment to the ATR. You may be committed until you get healed, set free, or delivered, till you get your finances right, until you get your mind right. Maybe you trying to get initiated, scratch, whatever. There are so many levels of commitment in the ATRs that allow you to be promoted and to advance in your own spirituality. This ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. What I say to you, certain man, is the economic responsibility. Like, every year, I have to offer Shango a ram. Based off of the level of prosperity that I received that year, I have to give him that size of a animal, which is a ram, to Shango. I didn't commit to that and say, well, as long as I got the money, as long as I ain't got relationship problems, whether I'm married or not married, as long as I'm in here. When you commit to something, you need to understand that just like when you commit to owning a house, those 30 years, the reason why they go through all of that, because I didn't like the process, but I'm going to teach you about the process. You have to be committed to that thing. And you have to understand whether rain, sleet, or snow, that mortgage got to be paid. Whether you and your spouse getting together, whether you and your neighbors getting together, whether you have the same job or a different job or the same company or different company, all of that is irrelevant when it comes down to commitment. Whether you are sick, whether you're healthy, whether you got whole problems, whether you got nigger problems, whether you got spiritual warfare going on, none of that matters. Chico, I really wish you was here to give me some head and I can get you to shut up, because I got enough meat downstairs to fill up your whole esophagus. So anyway, when I share this with you, commitment is not about who's for you. Commitment is about your journey. Understanding why you need to learn what you need to learn. Understanding why you need the support you need, especially our tribe. I am committed to sharing to those that listen what it cost me, somebody that was born and chosen, what it cost me to travel up and down the road, going to the cemeteries and different locations. None of that stuff's for free. Getting on the road. Sometimes I eat, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I sleep. Sometimes there's times that I don't care how bougie I look, sometimes I have to sleep on the side of the road because I'm exhausted. I'm going to say this again. Everybody is grown. Earth sign, water sign, air sign, whatever. I'm not committed to this as long as Minister Mario lived. I'm not committed to this as long as I'm getting 3,000 or 4,000 views. I'm not committed to this as long as I'm raking in a certain X amount of dollars. Do you understand? Because everything fluctuates. Not only do people fluctuate, society fluctuate, rhythm fluctuate, everything fluctuate, energy up, down. That's why we call them wavelength. And you got to be committed whether that thing is you hearing everything you want to hear and there versus you hearing everything you don't want to hear. The commitment that I have to my platform, it is that I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to be transparent because I know I don't have to do this. I'm being transparent with you because I realize that some of you want certain things only in lip service only in the idea of being XYZ, whether that's a tata, a mumbo, hugon, or helping people. There's so much responsibility that goes into each individual. That's just like raising, if you got more than one child. I got 3 biological children. I've raised other kids besides my own. But how can, if you don't understand that the stages that somebody goes through, then how can you be a committed tata, mumbo, or spiritual father, or spiritual mother, or a spiritual sister or brother when you yourself are not that committed? What gang do I roll with? The Slap-a-Ho tribe. So if you don't want to get Slap-Ho Lee, find you somewhere else to play with. Now, I talked about commitment in ATRs. Hoodoo has a certain level of commitment that you must have to be proficient in that. But when I'm telling you guys about Haitian voodoo, where I practice, Ocha, whether it's Lukumi, Santeria, the level of commitment to these spirits, Palo, the level of commitment to the Impungo, to the Inkisi, to your cauldron, to your staff, to the spiritual instruments that they give you. Sweetheart or sir, if you ain't even committed to maintaining your Bible, the book of spells, if you ain't committed to studying that, why would you be committed into studying any other ATR? What, all your life you wing stuff. You read just enough. You need to understand, you, in order to operate efficiently in something, you have to study to show yourself approved. Are you willing to put the study time before you out here trying to conjure and summon? Have you put enough research in the practice that you in? It's just like going to college. The amount of money you can spend on books alone and classes alone, it ain't got nothing to do with whether you pass them or not. Just showing up, the money that it takes to just show up, to eat while you're trying to study. I'm not totally sold that people understand what Ocha is. I'm not totally sold that people understand what voodoo is. I'm not totally sold that people understand what Christianity is. I think that people get into stuff based off of what their need is, what their personal expectation and view is, instead of understanding, in order for me to have made it to UPS this month, when August will be 30 years, that there are certain things that I had to be aware of. In order to maintain and excel the way that I did, I had to take care of my body. I had to spend my money wisely. You just can't make money. You still got to be a good steward over your inheritance. Whether you practice Ifa, voodoo, all of these sciences cost money to operate in and around. Even in connectivity to other people. It's no different than if I was a pastor going visiting another church. I know I got to bring an offering. I know my congregation got to bring. They're not inviting me to their church just for me to sit up in their church. It don't work like that. If I bring Padrino Michael down and I bring him the Oba down, I have to pay for the like I need y'all to think. Everything, and it all sounds good, but every plan has to have a financial lining. Every plan has to have people that are committed to seeing that vision come to pass. The same thing about our tribe, the same thing about our platform. It takes not only just Chief Apostle Samuel Jr., it takes everybody's hands to the plow, wherever they may be. That's why it's important. Because you might not be doing something, but somebody else is. But it all helps the overall platform. It all helps the overall tribe. It all helps the overall covenant. It all helps the overall elect. Just because you're assisting today don't mean you're going to assist tomorrow, but you still will benefit from it. And I need y'all to really get that. When I'm trying to save you money, time, and energy by just being honest. I'm trying to get you from not being hurt, disappointed, taken for rides. I have taken on a lot of responsibility that a lot of you guys do not have to go through certain things. I really need you to understand what commitment is. Commitment is you're doing something for somebody and you may not even reap the benefits of it. I'm going to say that again. I'm committed to what I was born to do, even in situations where I don't even profit from. I don't benefit from. No more than my obedience to spirit, to Egum. Your commitment don't run that deep. You need to develop that level of commitment. You need to develop that level of trust. When I tell you guys I'm working for you, that means that it's not about how you feel. It's about the objective to get certain things done for you and for you to be overall in a good place when I am done. I'm committed to that. But you need to be committed to that. That means that you're going to take in the knowledge, wisdom, understanding that I freely give and make better choices. What's up there, Jeremy? Thank you. I ain't seen you in a minute. I'm a Sagittarius. My moon is Aries. My rising sign Pisces. I'm literally, even in my church, and they'll tell you, I got some of my members on here. I post in the group what I spend just for the Orishas individually. Every Orisha I have has to have certain things. Every cauldron I have has to have certain things. Where that money gonna come from, y'all? Traveling costs money. Hotels cost money. Huh? Fucking hoes cost money. Male or female. Everything costs resources. Relationship costs resources. They say no finance, no romance. Before you do something, are you aware of what it costs in order for you to participate? Are you aware? Do you have the amount of time to commit to that? Do you got a husband? Do you got children? Stop pretending that you got time and space for certain things when, like, I'm 51 years old. All my children are grown. I'm not married. I can do what the F I want to do. I can jump up and go. Do you have it like that? Do you have to argue with somebody when you get back? Who wants to tolerate that? It's already enough work in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lukumi. Then I got to worry about what your husband or your wife think or your side piece. I'm not arguing with nobody I'm not getting no ass from. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be mad. Because that's why I take out my time and I express to you guys what goes on behind the scenes. What is necessary to be a good hoodooist, voodooist, conjurer, a mystic, a conjurer. Magic in Capricorn or Aquarius, which is Saturn, is about you understanding time. That's why we call Sagittarian energy Father Time. That space of energy, that space between you starting something and you finishing something. Can you do it? I was watching Sha'Carri Richardson run against that Jamaican girl. And they was doing that relay race. I'm going to say it again. I was watching, observing. That's what Aquarius do, observation. I was watching her with that relay race. And that Jamaican girl was coming up behind her. They started out, America started out behind. And then the next two women that were running made up a difference, which gave Sha'Carri Richardson an advantage. Go. But let me tell you something about conjure. You still have to know the opponents by which you're in. If that Jamaican girl would have a little more time, she'd have walked Sha'Carri Richardson down. Time matters. Being proactive. If I had the time, I believe I could have saved Minister Mario's life. Time matters. If you don't understand time, that you have a space, certain man, to get certain things done, that you can change the trajectory of your life. This is why procrastination is some of y'all's worst enemy. The idea of I can put off today for tomorrow, it's going to mess you up. Especially when you practicing black arts, you working with deity, you working with gods and goddesses. These spirits are not going to sit here and say, oh my God, you had to go pick up your baby from the daycare. We'll wait. Oh, you had to argue with your wife. We'll wait. Y'all, it don't work like that. Don't let nobody out here. This is why a lot of these people be suffering certain things when they get involved in real magic, is because they have not been prepared for the responsibility of commitment. I don't give when I feel like it. See, some of you, because you're not this deep in the ATRs, you can play those games. It's like when you really ain't committed in a relationship, you're not showing up, forgetting their birthday. All of that still matters, but y'all ain't married. Y'all not on that level of commitment. So therefore, you can do certain things because he or she's still trying to get you. They don't like it, but they'll tolerate it because y'all don't have that level of commitment. But I can't tell them, well, I got my mortgage. Or in Fumbe, I got my light bill. I need to be done work that out before I get involved. Keep listening at these people tell you to get scratched, to get initiated, and they're not telling you about the responsibility that comes behind not only getting those tools, but maintaining those tools and feeding those spirits on the regular. Because they're going to get that energy one way or the other. Remember, they're not living in time. You are. I'm going to say it again. They're not living in time. You are. You still have this physical flesh. They don't. And when you commit to something, just like committing to a car note, a 5-year car note, committing to a mortgage, committing to, like if you do a savings bond, committing to put that money in there and let that money sit for 6 months or let it sit for a year or whatever you have committed to. Just because other things come up, you can't go and break that. If you break that, what is called, that bond, it's with penalty. When you break your word, it comes with penalty. When you break your commitment, your vow, your oath, it comes with penalty. Grown people, listen to Chief Apostle. Stop letting these people in the church world tell you that God paid it all. You're going to pay for your broken vows. Intentional or unintentional. Now, how you handle that determines on what type of penalty you pay. But you cannot, because they told you to do something for a reason. It's the same thing in the church. Just when the Spirit told Ananias that one by the name of Saul was going to come and he was going to lay hands on him and he going to receive his sight. Then the same Spirit told Saul, he told him where to go. He said, and there's going to be a man by the name of Ananias, and he going to lay hands on you and you're going to receive your sight. The Spirit has spoken to both individuals that are going to play a part in the miracle. The Mfumbe ain't no different. The Nkisi ain't no different. Loas ain't no different. Orishas ain't no different. Ancestors ain't no different. Everybody that's connected to your prayers, everybody that's connected to your conjure are part of your manifestation. And if they are not committed to obeying what they hear, and you're not committed to obeying what you hear, then how manifestation going to take place? How God going to cause people to give into your bosom, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, if they're not committed to obedience? Elijah could not have the testimony if God said, I commanded the widow to feed you. If she was not committed, she wouldn't have done it. Because she would have thought about her child and herself. Said, no, we could eat this and this going to be our last meal, then we're going to die. But when she heard the word of the Lord from the man of God, she changed her perception and she gave that to the man of God. Let me tell y'all something. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I will live and die in this. No doubt. My time here will be this. Contra. No matter what ATR I utilize, I want melanated people to understand. This is not a game. This is real. This is tangible. This ain't the movies. People die in this. People lose limbs. People lose cars. People lose houses. People lose their mind in this. When I tell you about can you afford to maintain certain things, because I need to have the comfort. If you're going to follow me, I need the comfort that at the very least, I know that you can maintain your cleansing. Even if I have to step in and help and fight in your behalf. At the very least, I know that you can afford to do the bare minimum. That's not me asking for a lot. That you can maintain your bills before you ever get attacked. That you can pay your mortgage note. You can pay your rent. You can pay your car note before you ever were attacked. The fact that you are not a good steward over God has already given you is a danger to practicing any of the ATRs, because you are a weak link. You're already compromised. You already have a door open that these spirits can come in and create havoc for the tribe, havoc for the elect. My job as a spiritual man is to teach you why these things are important. When a man is committed in his heart, then his wife is safe. When a wife is committed in her heart, then her husband is safe. When you as a gay man is committed in your heart to your lover, then he is safe. Because you know why? Because you're committed. That's whether somebody better looking comes along, somebody finer, somebody with more money. You are committed to y'all relationship. I want safety. I want security. And the only way that I get that person has to be committed in their hearts. That ain't something I can make nobody do. But what I need to do is understand where you are, what your level of commitment is, so I know how to protect myself. Because I'm all in. I'm not straddling the fence. This is whether the day is good or whether the day is bad. It's irrelevant to me. What's up, Alicia? Understanding that I have a responsibility to a people. Whether they hold me accountable or not, I hold myself accountable. I get on you because I need you to understand you can get me hurt. You can get somebody else hurt. When you don't do your part, if you're running a relay and you drop that baton, you don't just drop that baton for you, you drop that baton for the whole team. When people drop that baton, you see how they drop their head. They hurt because they realize that they are a team. If I take a loss, we all take a loss. If I win, we all win. I say I'm striving for my people, my melanated people. And a part of that is my commitment to be honest with you. It takes money. And depending on what area of the ATR you're, it takes a lot of consistent flow of money. This is not sermon for everybody. What I advise some of you to do is support somebody that's already in the ATRs, somebody that you can trust that is already functioning, and assist them in their practices, and you benefit from those same gods and goddesses and pungos or whatever it is. Until you are in a place. It's like before you can go get your own house, make sure stay with somebody until you get in a position that you can have your own. The Bible says it like this. Why would God give you your own when you were not faithful over another man's? If you can be faithful, committed to another man's craft, another man's vision, you have already developed the characteristics to be faithful to your own. Because I have been faithful over other people's visions and dreams, that's why I know what it takes to keep mine going. When you cheat your partner, you cheat yourself. When you cheat your elay, you cheat yourself. When you cheat your covenant, you don't understand. The Bible says it like this with Saturn. God is a rewarder of them that diligent. Diligent means hard working. You are willing to put the hard work in, therefore you deserve the harvest. The actual time that is necessary to get your income. What, Chris said? I actually dropped the baton, and that was a crazy moment. Shaking my head. Because you, as a runner, it ain't just you. You realize at that point, it's us. When you not committed to us, then it ain't no we, it's you. And you a threat to us. Because you ain't at the level of commitment saying, you know what, this ain't just about me. I got people talking about, you want to do country, you still run. Let me tell y'all something. I make enough money to travel all over this world. And I'm traveling for the Orishas. I'm traveling for the Loa. The stuff that you still doing right now, how you spending your money, tells me you're not committed. I am constantly spending my sweat from my brow into this. How you committed? If you're in a relationship, why are your resources going other places, other spaces? I'm not here to make you do, sir and ma'am, nothing. But if you're going to practice and you want to see manifestation and you want to see things move in your life, then somewhere, sometime, you got to be honest. Are you committed like that? You don't need to get in a relationship with a man or woman that's committed like that. You're going to get hurt because you playing. They not. They thinking about the time. You not. I'm going to say it again. When you're not committed like that, sir and ma'am, you're going to play with the wrong person that's committed to these ATRs, spirit, soul, and body. They all in. And those spirits are committed to them like that. This is why I want to get on here. I'm not trying to get your money. I'm not trying to get your money. I'm trying to get you to realize that you're not even spending enough money to convince me, no less than the Impungos. I'm not the Impungo. I'm not the Orisha. I'm not the Loa. And you ain't even convincing me. I'm an avatar for them. I'm a channel for them. Commitment is more than lip service. Commitment is more than sacrificing one to do two times. When you in it, it's for whatever it is. What's up, my beau? I ain't see my Natasha post. I got to call her. Some of y'all I called today, and y'all know I just kept on saying, "Are you sure? Is this what you want?" Like I start giving this whole spiel about what all it entails, and because I want them to see behind the scene. No, don't pay attention to the glam of what I do. Hey, look behind this curtain. This is what this look like behind here. And you may do all of this, and them people still don't appreciate what you do. But you're not doing it for them. You're doing it for your commitment to your ATRs. That's on the real. And I come and I go and preach Sunday, no matter what I'm going through, whatever I'm feeling, whatever I've done, good, bad, or indifferent. That's how I level it. That's what kind of commitment I have. Some of y'all committed unto death. I'm committed beyond death. That's why I'm still venerating ancestors, still venerating Minister Mario. This run real deep with me. This run real deep with me. So I don't want nobody to think that I'm shallow like these other people or shallow like you. This is everything to me. This, what I do, is everything to me. You do this when you feel like it. You do this after you eat. I do this before I even eat. I take care of this before I do my conjure, before I do anything. I do my spell work before I do anything. See, I put God first for real. I put Impungo for real. I put them, that's you, that you're not committed like that. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing for you, because you're not as deep in these waters that I am. But I could never play the games you play. I could never play with my finances the way you play with your finances. I could never play with the relationships that I have with people, places, and things like you play with them. I could never gamble like you gamble. I could never put off today for tomorrow like you do. That it would cost me severely. And most of the time it probably cost me my life before time. And just like I don't play with my time, my life, my energy, my object, I don't play with yours. And my job is to make sure that you get certain manifestation in your life so you can understand how committed I am for your success, your evolution. All I need you to be committed enough to grow up, to admit that you're pouting, to admit that you're wrong, to admit that you have misperceptions about what this really is. What I need you to realize that you are know-it-all and you don't listen. Because I'm committed to see you transform into whatever it is the divine have for you. I can do that. But I'm not for to pay for it. That's not my obligation, that's my responsibility. That's why I'm asking you. Before you decide to lose that weight, are you ready for what it's going to take to lose that weight and get to that point? Because I'm not fat. I need you to understand, I'm not trying to get to where you are. You're trying to get where I am. So I'm asking you, are you willing to commit like that? You can get into your feelings. You can get into your mind. You can get into your past. You can get into whatever you want to. But at the end of the day, I can't afford to get in my feelings and disobey. I can't afford to get into my head space and think I'm so right that I disobey spirit. See, I don't have that privilege that you have right now, because you ain't that deep in these waters. I don't have the privilege of saying, fuck this. I'm going to go on a vacation for a while. I ain't doing none of that. I said, I can't do that because they're going to come for me. Just like when Jonah was on that boat. The Yahweh came looking for him. And he found him. And he rocked the boat for everybody. You will have people. If I disobey and do the stuff you're doing, I have this nature. I have nature out of order. I'm a divine being. My disobedience will cause so much chaos in my bloodline, in my family, in my children. See, I can't. So my commitment, I can't do what you do. See, you can get mad and walk off. I can't do that. Because it's not going to cost me, it's going to cost the team. I'm a matriarch. I'm a part of a divinity. I'm part of a squad. So if I mess up, it's going to affect them. You still in your ego. I can't afford to be in my ego because it'll cost me. So I thank God for me making it look good and all this other stuff. But I need you to understand, behind the curtains, see, I can't spend $200 or $300 like you can spend, because I'll be in the grave. I can't spend $1,000 here or there. I have to spend tens of thousands of dollars to keep stuff going. I was talking to Mother Susan. I said I could pay you and Monique mortgage for what I pay in my mortgage. I could solve the problems you got, sweetheart. What I got going, that ain't nothing. The amount of money you spend, I would be up on the, I'd be like Titanic in the bottom of the sea. The way you play with your spirituality, they would eat me alive. They would, if I had your mindset, if I behaved the way you behave, not only would I would not be victorious, they would destroy me with great pleasure. So I can't afford to do when I feel like it. I can't afford to be committed when I feel like it. I can't afford to stay away from the cemetery. I can't afford any of that. I can't afford not to be ready for the next battle. You, sir, you, ma'am, you play with your life, you play with your soul. All you, I have a responsibility to a vast amount of people. And so when you're not that level, you're on that level of commitment, you can say the things you say and you can feel how you feel. On the other hand, when it comes to me, what's up, my jealous sweets? I can't do it. I cannot do it. Not without penalty and not without cause. So, depending on how deep you're trying to get, how committed you're trying to be, you be holding mountains up and watching us complain about border. Yeah. Why you think I can come in your life and fix and flip that shit around in your life so quick? Because it's nothing to me. The amount of pressures that I deal with, you would be like a army submarine up under the ocean. The pressures that I be sitting up under, I never forget. I think Tree Ronald's still here. I had a member of my church was close to me, and he let people blow his head up about. I dropped my prophetic mantle on him, but he let people blow his head up. So one day, he came to himself and he said these words. He said, "Whatever is coming against Apostle, let it come to me." That's what he said. Sharona can tell you, my oldest son can tell you, if he looked like somebody with claws had scratched him all in his face, all through his body, one night. I don't know what made that young man say that enchantment. But when them spirits got a hold of him, he was like, "Oh my God, I didn't know." He could not get out of bed. I had to call in there and pray. He was just screaming for me. They were lighting his ass up. I'm talking about the spirits that were coming against me. He said, whatever is coming against Apostle Eda, let it come against him. Almost took him away from them. My ex-wife, she was trying to take pressure on me. She said, "I don't know how you deal with that." She said, "I didn't think I was going to make it through the night." You could never stand up under the pressures I did. So don't even try. I can come in and your enemies that you claim are just giving you a fit, I will crush them bitches like nobody business. But I try to stay out your business. And I let you go what you need to go. You got to lift your weight and I'm going to lift mine. But the fact that you don't understand that I cannot afford to allow that kind of pressure to fall on me, that would be no wisdom. MC, Jesus ain't suffered for us. Fuck him. Our people suffered for us. Okay? Go find you somebody to play with. This is not the live for you. This ain't the Saturday and this ain't the Sunday, because I got to preach Sunday. But I won't be preaching about Jesus. I'll be preaching about Yahshua. Okay? Peace out, motherfucker. So, that's not arrogancy. That's somebody that's being honest. I hope this helped. I hope you take this serious. I hope you think about this, mold this over. Yeah, we replay this if you need to, because it's real out here. All right. I love y'all. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the cash app. Thank you for whatever you do for Chief Apostle. But I just want you to know it costs out here. And I ain't talking about no couple dollars, not no couple hundred. It costs thousands, sometimes tens of thousands to make it out here in these spiritual streets. Okay? Love y'all. Peace out.